Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Now in today's video, I do have here something extremely exciting to share with you guys, and that is actually the brand new Xiaomi 13T Pro. Now obviously this device comes in two variants. We have the non-Pro, but in today's video, we're going to be focusing on the Pro model. Now right at the beginning, straight off the bat, I want to give you an honest take. This is not going to be a good phone, and that's because it's a great phone. Alright, so there's a couple of reasons why it is so good, and I think this is mainly attributed to the price. Now here in Malaysia, we have three specifications. We have a 12/256, we have a 12/512, and of course we have the range topping 16/1 terabytes. Now in terms of the pricing, I was actually really shocked to know that the starting price is just RM2499, and that's because if you roll back the clock to about a year ago, the 12T Pro with the same configuration would set you back RM2999. Now just simple numbers, it is 500 ringgit cheaper than the predecessor. So I think this is actually pretty amazing because these days new phones tend to be more expensive, but Xiaomi is going to become even more affordable. So I think that's great because we can see Xiaomi sort of like moving back to its roots. Anyways, I have had the benefit of using the 13T Pro here for slightly more than a month. Yeah, it's actually quite long. I got this phone, but I wasn't able to share anything. But yeah, let me share with you the user experience and what you can expect with this 13T Pro. Now, first and foremost, you will notice something very standing out from the phone itself, and that is we have the LEICA branding now on the camera itself. And that means, Xiaomi is sort of positioning this as a photographer's phone. Well, in terms of the cameras, let's start off with that. The LEICA branding basically means that there is sort of a LEICA style or a LEICA look to the photos that you will be capturing on the 13T Pro. Now, I know this is not for everybody. For me personally, how I would describe the look of the LEICA style, like colors, is that basically their photos do have sort of like a vignette around the sides. Anyway, here are a couple of samples. Now, you will notice that the photos taken by the 13T Pro is actually very, very sharp. They're very good. They have a lot of dynamic range, and I noticed that it is also super quick. The shutter speed is almost as if it is instant. It is able to capture a moving fan at total standstill, and I think that is actually great for the camera here. Now, in terms of the coloring, I noticed that the colors was not as extreme as the one on the 13 Ultra. The 13 Ultra definitely gives you an even more sort of like LEICA look pictures, whereas for the 13T Pro here, not every photo will give you the effect where it looks like it was already edited. So I think that is also good for the 13T Pro because this is going to be used by most of the masses. Another cool thing that I noticed about the camera set is the night images, guys. So I was out late night yesterday and I noticed again that this is actually a very capable night shooter. In fact, at one point it was even better than the 13 Ultra, and I'm not sure if that's actually meant to be, but it actually was able to brighten the entire night scene and create a really, really good shot at night with the 13T Pro. So I think this is off to a great start here. Now, you might think that this is a photographer's phone, but it's not really. In terms of the processor in here, you do get something really strong from Dimensity as well, MediaTek. So it's the Dimensity 9200 Plus processor. And in case you are not familiar with how Dimensity ranks their processors, I mean, to be honest, it is super confusing with their numbers. They're always changing it, but this 9200 Plus processor from Dimensity is actually equivalent to a Snapdragon 8 Gen 2. That means in certain circumstances, it might even outperform that, but long story short, this is a flagship processor, one of the strongest ones from MediaTek. Now, of course, if you're going to be doing a lot of gaming, you can expect performance to be great. However, based on my experience alone, I noticed that the throttling on the 13T Pro is just a little bit stronger than that of a Snapdragon 8 Gen 2. That means that playing games, yes, you will be able to enjoy those very, very good graphics, but if you are going to be playing for long periods of time, this is where you might experience a bit of a throttling and your graphics might not be as great over a long period of time. So just something that you should take note of. Anyway, if you are not a gamer, then good news for you because everything else runs super, super quick. It is very responsive. The display at the front here is fantastic as well. It is a flat display, by the way. No curved displays whatsoever here on the 13T Pro. And if you are a gamer, you're going to be appreciating that. And of course, we have that 144 Hz refresh rate. That means everything is going to be very, very smooth. It's smoother than 120 Hz, obviously. And of course, it is an AMOLED panel. The special thing about this display is that it gets extremely bright outdoors. So I heard that it's able to get up to 2600 nits, and that is actually crazy bright. You will not be able to activate the maximum brightness on your own. This is actually through the proximity sensor. If it detects a very bright environment, and let's say you're watching a HDR content, then it will shoot up to 2600 nits. But anyways, good to see that there. Other than that, we also have a very strong charging capabilities. Yes, this charger actually came in a box. It is a 120 watt charger, and basically it is able to charge up the 5000 mAh battery from 0 to 100 in under 20 minutes. So I think it's 18 or 19 minutes, but very quick charging speeds here on the 13T Pro. Now, other than that, a couple more things that I noticed here is in terms of the build quality and the design. I would say that this is the most premium, T-series smartphone from Xiaomi. If you just look back at the 11 or the 12, you will find that the 13T Pro here is actually built exactly like a flagship. Everything is made really well, no creaks, no sounds whatsoever. It's very solid. And of course, you have the option of choosing this sort of like glass-ish back panel. And there is also one in leather, which is the blue, which I'll show you in a bit. I do have that as well. But the point here is that they're built really nicely. And of course, the design looks quite nice to me as well. There's only a slight bump over the camera module. I mean, it's there, but you have a very interesting sort of like a slight-ish thing going on at the back. And obviously, I do like it. I like this green very much. This is the kind of color that actually matches with my style. All right, so that pretty much sums up my quick take or sort of like 1 month review of the 13T Pro. Again, just to sum this up into a couple of sentences, I would say that if you're going for one of the best performance to money ratio kind of like phone in the market right now, it's got to be the Xiaomi 13T Pro. For RM2499, which is under 2,500 ringgit, you're getting such a great performance with the processor on board, a ton of RAM, a ton of storage, and of course you have that LEICA style kind of photographs coming from the back sensor here as well, which I think many of you will like as well. So with that said, let me know if you have any further questions regarding the 13T Pro. I'll try my best to help you out. And of course, don't forget to drop a like and sub to the channel if you want to see more content like this. Thank you for watching all the way to the end, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. Do take care and stay safe. Bye bye.